So when the first came, so when the first movie came out, I didn't actually see it until it came out on home video. I'm guessing that was probably Blu-ray at the time, but it didn't really make that much of a splash at the box office, and I didn't really hear many people talk about it. But I loved the movie and never thought we'd get a sequel. So look, I had to go see it, and I got to see an early screening tonight. So let's talk about The Accountant 2. The Accountant 2 reunites us with Christian Wolff, who applies his brilliant mind and illegal methods to reconstruct the unsolved puzzle of a Treasury chief's murder. The movie stars Ben Affleck, John Bernthal, and Cynthia Addai-Robinson. Full disclosure, I'm a huge Ben Affleck stan. I love Ben Affleck. I've pretty much been following his whole career. I mean, he was in a lot of Kevin Smith movies, of course, but Dazed and Confused is probably one of the first, if not the first movie. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what my first. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I like Ben Affleck, right? So I love The Accountant. I thought it was great. I mean, I have it in 4K. I thought Anna Kendrick was great, and unfortunately, she's not in this movie. And neither is John Lithgow or Jeffrey Tambor. But look, the others are here, and I was really excited for this movie. Before we get too far, I do want to mention that I went to AMC to see this in their Dolby Vision, and this was an early fan screening, what do they call it, a tax day screening, because The Accountant, right? Tax day, April 15th, right? Makes sense. Look, if you haven't seen a movie in a Dolby Cinema, from AMC, I would highly, highly recommend you do so. Try to watch a movie there, a big, action movie, and it's awesome. It really is awesome. I mean, to me, I'd rather go sit in a Dolby Cinema than I would IMAX, rather than Cinemark's XD theaters. I just think the sound is so good in a Dolby Cinema. It's awesome, and you should try it. But this movie, look, of course, I like Ben Affleck. The only thing that I would say is that Ben Affleck doesn't, his character doesn't do as much as he does in the first one. And I think it's because right away he's got people to play off of. The first movie, there's a lot of alone time and you're learning a lot about him. So there's not as much of that here. You don't get a whole lot of time with him. It's really how he's reacting to other people and interacting with other people, which is fine. It's fine. I just at the end of the movie, I was kind of like, I kind of wish I had a little bit more of that. And John Bernthal, man, he is perfect for this role. And the way that the interplay between him and Ben Affleck, because they're brothers, right? It's fantastic. It's really good. I mean, Ben Affleck's character is definitely on the spectrum somewhere, and John Bernthal is not. And he likes to mess with him, and their reactions to each other is really great. It's really, really fun to watch. And Cynthia Addai-Robinson, I mean, does everything that she should in this role. She doesn't, I mean, and this is one of those things where it's kind of like a thankless role, but she provides like a solidarity to the proceedings, if that makes any sense. She's sort of the through line, and I think she does a really good job with it. And I don't know if I've actually seen her in anything else other than The Accountant. Very much like The Amateur that I reviewed last week. This is a sort of a slower movie. It's a mystery. They're trying to uncover truths that I don't want to go into because it's worth finding them out for yourself. But there's you're trying to uncover this mystery, and in doing so, it takes time. And I feel like there probably weren't as many action scenes as I expected. And my wife said the same thing. She was like, I thought this movie was going to be like a lot more action. And I was hoping for a little bit more, but I'm actually really happy with what we got. But it really comes down to the story, and I don't want to tell you the story because that would be giving things away and robbing you of being able to go in fresh. But there's a power to the violence. There's a lot of movies that come out where the violence is very, just like, here you go, here's a guy getting shot, or here's a guy getting beat up or whatever. And it feels very like without purpose, right? Here we've got violence that every violent scene has a power to it. It has a, I don't want to say righteousness, but there's a, I guess like a justice to it that is so powerful that I was almost in tears in a couple of scenes. There's just it's really well done, and I was super locked into this one. The only thing I'll say is hacking. There is a hacking scene that is among probably the most effective scenes that I've seen this year. Like it was moving, but it was also very cool the way things went down. And like I said, don't want to go into it, but I really thought it was kind of ingenious and I mean a little bit scary, but also I really just I enjoyed watching it. And I was like, wow, what a great sequence. And when the violence does happen, wow, the violence is right there. And I think this is a complete win. I mean, if you're a fan of the first movie, this is a no-brainer. Go, like right now, go see it in the best sound system you can. Dolby Cinema would be great. For everyone else, I mean, my wife had never seen the first one. So she just went because she saw the trailer and she goes, "Oh, that looks good. Let's go watch it." And she really enjoyed it. She said, "There are things that I didn't quite get and that I think that the person watching the first one might have helped, but she still really enjoyed it." So, I mean, I think especially for someone who doesn't really like slow movies, for her to actually enjoy the movie, I think that's pretty good. So, The Accountant 2, I loved it. And I think when this comes out next week, next Friday, the 25th, I think, I would highly recommend it. If you like, especially if you like the first one. I mean, it's just, yeah, you got to go see it. But yeah, it might take a little bit, but I'd love to hear what you think of it. You know, I'd love to hear if you thought it was as good as the first one. Were there things that the first one did better, or vice versa? Let's talk about it. And I also want to give a quick thank you to all of my members. Thank you so much. We had our first member watch along the other day, which was really fun. And, extra special thanks to Rufus the Red and Style Fox. You guys, appreciate it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.